How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to raise your energy. If you are feeling stuck, empty, lack of motivation, or just not a positive, fulfilled self, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to talk about how to shift from that negative energy and move forward in positive light. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency, and then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Alright, well, we're going to do another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It can have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you. You'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So I was thinking about the energy that we operate in. A lot of times, if you want to know the energy that you're in, all you have to do is listen to the voice in your head. How do you speak to yourself when things are going on? Do you speak to yourself in a positive manner or a negative manner? That's such a powerful indicator. What made me think about the message for this episode is I was putting our daughter to sleep and I was tucking her in and I was talking to her, and always before bed, before she goes to sleep, I always tell her all the things that I appreciate her for from that day. I'll say, I appreciate you doing this. I was so happy to have you with me when we did this, and you were so good when we did this. And so I reinforce that positive energy within her because subconsciously, I guess, I want her to have those thoughts in her mind as she goes through her life, teaching her how to have positive self-talk. Your self-talk is the indicator of your energy. So think about it. When you are struggling, when you are feeling down, are you an enemy to yourself or are you an ally? Are you lifting yourself up? Because you can shift if you're not. You see, you are more than what you realize. If you hear a voice in your head, you are observing that thought. But where is that thought coming from? Because again, we are not our thoughts. We are not the external. We are not our bodies. We are the observers of all of this. We are the creators of this experience. And when you take that perspective, it gives you the power to feel how you desire to feel. You see, you observe based off your perspective. Your perspective is based off the energy that you're floating in, that you're vibrating in, that you're resonating with. That's why perspective is so powerful. That's why perspective is the key of a positive mindset. A positive mindset is not someone that's happy all the time. I cannot promise or guarantee or show a way where you will live a life completely filled with happiness. This world, in my experience and in my understanding, the gift that it gives you is the difficulty, is the pain, is the hurt, is the trauma. That's the gifts of the world. It's a gift because you are a creator. That's what your energy is. And if you're an energy that wants to grow, you have to go places where something doesn't exist so you can create it. And the words, the thoughts, the way you're speaking to yourself are indicators of the frequency that you're vibrating in. It's because you're observing that frequency and it comes across to you as words. But you're not just the observer, right? You're a creator. So you can create words or thoughts or frequencies that you want a part of you. It may feel forced at first. Like when you close your eyes for a second, you say, Henry, you're amazing. You are awesome. You handled this so well. If you're not feeling that energy, it's going to feel fake. It's not going to feel true. It's not going to feel authentic. But our external world is a reflection of our internal. That includes the thoughts that we're observing. So the more you start putting those out there, the more they will start to shift your energy. Whether it's a word or a sentence you believe or not, it is that frequency. Think about it like this. If you had 10 energies, 10 frequencies, and they're all negative, they're just existing frequency, vibrating together. And then you take one positive one, just one, and you put it with those 10, what do you think those 10 are going to do? They're vibrating, they're shaking, they're working together. They're going to shift that positive energy to vibrate the same as them. It's not going to be enough to make a difference. But imagine if you keep putting it in, eventually there's 1, then there's 2, then there's 3, then there's 4, then there's 5, and before you know it, the frequency starts to vibrate at a different level. That's why the voices in your mind are so important. Those aren't voices, those are energy. That's what everything is at its core, is energy. So take control of the thoughts that are in your mind. You are the observer of your thoughts. You're not them. You are the creator of this experience, not the experience. You're observing it and creating it. Everything up to this point has given you an opportunity for a unique healing pattern, a unique healing frequency that helps the expansion of love. Every energy is expanding. What energy do you want to be a part of? It's your choice. There's no right or wrong. It just is. So if you're not wrong and you're not right for being in a certain energy, what do you want to be? Do you want to be happy? Do you want to feel inner peace? Because that's the ultimate goal. Happiness is great. Inner peace is bliss, is the true love experience. If you truly love something, you will go through pain to provide love for it. So it's not about the feeling of good or bad, of happy or sad. It's inner peace. Think about those thoughts in your mind. It's not the experience. Two people can go through the same exact thing and feel two different ways about it. Experience it in two different ways, even though it's the same exact thing. It's because your perspective is what matters. How you're seeing the event is what matters. What you're seeing and feeling in your mind as you're experiencing the event is what matters. Do you ever wonder why something happens to you and you explain it to somebody and they say, well, that doesn't seem like a big deal? It's because their perspective is different than yours. If you know that you have to go to the doctors tomorrow because they're going to tell you about something and it's a bad feeling, maybe they did a biopsy on something and you know it's going to be a tough conversation. You're thinking about that. You're feeling it. It's absorbing every bit of your being, knowing that appointment's tomorrow. If you tell somebody, they'll feel bad, hopefully. They'll say, that's tough. I'm here for you if you need anything. But then after that conversation, they go back to their life. They go experience what their experience is. And so their perspective on what you're going through is unique to them. Your perspective at that moment is from self. But if two perspectives can exist, you can decide the perspective that you want to be in. You can decide the energy that you want to be in. This is all happening for you, and that's a good thing. You are part of something so much bigger than just your experience. You can provide something so much bigger than what you realize. When you create good energy within you, positive energy within you, what do you think that does for the world? If we're all energy and we're all connected, don't you realize what your energy brings? When it's uplifting energy, When you go to certain events, when you're around certain people, when you're doing these things, the positive effect you have when you're creating positive energy within you and you're expanding positive energy without you, that's your calling. So no matter what it is you're going through, analyze those thoughts in your mind. That's the indicator of the frequency you're operating in. If you want to shift it, manually start putting those positive thoughts in it. Give it time. You don't have to solve it tomorrow. You don't have to solve it in a month. How long have you been operating at a certain frequency? And then imagine that's going to take a while to change that. But that's your journey, is finding peace within as you bring positive energy within you. It's a beautiful journey. That's how you become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive mindset on whatever it is that you're struggling with. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you want to join the Positive Mindset Facebook community, there's a link down below for that as well. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.